Hey everybody, what's up from Roll, Minnesota, your state of skate. Hey, I'm Butch Lehman, and today we're in for another episode of Rolling Reactions. Now, I got a question for you guys today. When you think about brothers in the inline skating industry, who comes to mind? There are some legendary pairings out there, but none really hit quite as hard as the Kelso brothers, at least not in my opinion. And coincidentally, both of the Kelso brothers, Sean and Colin, have produced sections at roughly the same time, so we got new content coming from both of them. Now that's what we're going to take a look at today, and these are some pretty high caliber parts, starting with Sean Kelso's piece called Reflect, and then we'll take a look at Colin Kelso's newest part for Bacemint. Amazing sections, let's give them a watch. All right, so starting out with this part from Sean Kelso, this is his part for Bacemint called Reflect, and it's promoting his newest frame, which looks amazing, and so does his skating. I know a lot of commentators out there have placed Sean rightfully as one of their nominees for Skater of the Year in 2023, and without a doubt, that is definitely warranted. If you look at his skating, the level of technicality, some of the tricks that he does in this section that I have never seen done before, including this line going into true fish with the 180 out, it's just really smooth, flawless skating. And even here with the really long torque, the spin in, and nobody quite holds the 1-foot tricks like Sean Kelso does. I absolutely love that, the little drop down to Macchio there. Master of the 1-foot switch-ups. Now, the Kelso brothers have been killing it for a really long time. My exposure to these guys was back in the Denial video. Underestimated was the first one that I saw. Although their style and some of their trick selection has changed, the level of talent that they bring to the industry has been consistent over all of these years. So there's something to be said about their longevity. Next up, we got Sean coming in with a lot of speed, and that's something else you'll notice about Sean throughout this video and both Kelso brothers is they both approach obstacles with a lot of speed and a lot of confidence. And I think you have to have it. Like, look at that. We're going cess slide into a spin, 1-footed grind up the ledge. Something you don't say very often. 360 fish to alley-oop fish. That is a wild switch up. Both feet involved, showing that technical dexterity of left foot and right foot. This is probably one of my favorite, maybe my favorite clips in there, is that true fish over the little gap in the ledge, and just holding it really smoothly, putting it together in a line. You are going to see a lot of like really technical skating here, a lot of smaller obstacles, and even stuff like this that kind of takes you by surprise where you're just seeing the really long hold on the backside. This trick was another one that was wild to me. Like, the leap was so unnecessary there, but yet so perfect. And that was the trick that when I first watched this part made me gasp in astonishment. That was amazing. It was like sweaty up to 360, kind grind back down, and it was spinning the hard way. I think a lot of people that skate can definitely realize the significance of some of these tricks, and maybe they're not as impressive as some of the stunts to an outside observer, but that's the beauty of being a long-term skater, is we can all recognize and appreciate just how difficult some of these tricks actually are. Also, you got to give style points to Sean and all of his tricks. The level of commitment that he has to making it look perfect, even on this like backslide with the slow motion around, it's just flawless in every capacity. And he strikes me as the type that would be really, really picky about what clips he chooses to use. I don't know if that's true or not, but I get that feeling from Sean that he's very selective on the tricks that he ends up using in his edits. We're going around the curve here super fast with the 360. And that's the hard way, spinning away from the rail on that one. Back to sole, or top sole, I guess. Dropping in off the sign with a little grind. I think that's actually on the thumbnail of the video, if I'm not mistaken. That was cool, too. A little Luke hang out, I think, is a nice touch on that. It's not necessary, but it adds a little something to the clip. And that is just really wild right there. Just a technical master of precision in every respect. Now, this spot is a spot for the ages. This looks amazing, and it looks really fun at first, but if you notice the drop down to that other rail, there's that little like angled rail going perpendicular, and I can see that tripping people if you catch it wrong or if you get it with your back. Some danger involved for sure there. So sometimes the spots that look the most fun on video actually have an element of danger that people can't fully comprehend until they find the spot in person. A lot of these tricks I'd have to think have been fully tuned from all of the P-rail skating in the Bacemint that the Kelso brothers were originally known for. They had the most epic P-rail sessions ever, and ever since then, I've been a major fan of these guys. They both do it in a way that nobody else has, and it's awesome that they have each other to kind of push and draw energy from one another. So, amazing part by Sean there. Next, we're going to switch it over to Colin. All right, next we'll transition over to Colin Kelso's part for Bacemint, and this edit was released at roughly the same time as Sean's, and they both have over 5 figures of views, which is very impressive for skate videos, especially this early into their release. So some good exposure for blading. One of the things that you'll notice with a lot of the clips here is there's going to be a lot of cess slides. Colin is a master of the cess slide with the drop-down backslide cess slide we saw earlier, and even there linking up a couple of grinds with a cess slide in between, which is something I don't know if I've seen a lot of before. So definitely very controlled, very confident with a lot of speed in order to link up tricks like that. So something I appreciate. Another thing that I appreciate from both the Kelso brothers is their unique sense of style. Although they have been skating so long together and have certainly influenced one another, they both bring their own unique flair, their own unique flavor to their style of skating. And I like being able to differentiate the two, but also being able to recognize like the uniqueness that they both offer in their parts. And they've produced some amazing video parts over the years. The Denial videos were my first exposure to the Kelso brothers. Love those early parts. I believe they had some of the genre videos, the truth videos, just so many to mention, the Be Unique videos early on. And they've been doing this for a really long time at a very high caliber. So something else that I appreciate is the longevity. Check this out. We got the zero spin misfit, and then coming out with like the shifty out. That little extra flair, adding the detail, making it look nice. Same there with the wall ride into the topsoul. Just a really clean landing as well. And I said this about Sean, but I think it applies to Colin as well. Very selective about the clips and like the smoothness on the landings. I'm guessing, but I think that's something that's true if you watch all their videos, is generally some very smooth, flawless landings in skating. Another like Mach 5 cess slide here, holding it for a really long time with enough speed to carry that Royale on the next set of ledges. So very impressive there, a lot of speed, a lot of confidence. Very interesting air. This is like a zero spin with like a Christ. I don't even know what to call it. It was something new, that's for sure. Speaking of which, with the Christ grinds there, you got the Christ torque with the one foot, and then with the other, the zero spin Christ Machio. Was that a fast slide cess slide? I don't know if I've ever said that before, fast slide cess slide, but I think that's what I just saw. This is actually my second viewing of this video, so some of this is new to me still. One of the things I love about the Kelso brothers actually is when you watch it, there's always something new that you're going to spot and appreciate. And that's something that technical skating brings to the table. I know a lot of times people reminisce about the old days and want to see more of the stunt skating. And the Kelsos certainly have their share of that over the years. But with the level of tech skating that they bring, it always gives you something new to appreciate. By the way, I love that one with the cess slide through the stairs and then drop down into the ledge. Really interesting way to go about it. Big backslide cess slide going down this ledge. Really cool setup. Like, this looks like a really interesting spot, and it appears to be a playground, so cool to get that one in there. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Rolling Reactions featuring both Kelso brothers, Sean and Colin. Like I said, they bring a unique flavor of their own to the table, but they never cease to impress me with their skating. And I feel privileged to be able to witness them throughout the entirety of my skating career, going back to my very first video, which was the underestimated Denial video, to even now in present day. They've been killing it for that long. Also, as I stated originally with the question, can you think of any brothers out there that are more indicative of what rollerblading represents and what it stands for than Sean and Colin Kelso? I know I can't. Anyway, guys, I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota, reminding you to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. Till next time, everybody, peace.